I'm talking to Sean Plasher, my good friend. Oh, well, I don't know. Are we friends yet or are we just acquaintances? I don't know.
Have we made it official on Facebook?
I don't know if we have. I think I sent you a friend
I
request.
don't think you did.
Oh, I got one from your wife.
If you did, then I probably accepted.
Okay. I don't know. I'm recently back on Facebook. I got banned for a little bit. I don't even post on Facebook. I specifically don't post. I've had Facebook since its inception.
Yeah.
Back in the day. So in 2004, I believe it was, if I remember correctly, 4 or 5, I was going to Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
And this new thing called Facebook popped up and all the kids were on it. It was the cool new thing. And it was kind of like an exclusive club because you had to have an .edu
Yes.
Email in order to actually participate in Facebook. And so I was like, okay, this is cool. And then it was a cool way to see girls and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, this is great, interacting like that. And then over time, I felt like became diluted. Then they let all the riffraff in. The whole world could get on there. You didn't have to have a EDU anymore. It's like, I'm out.
It was not exclusive.
But once I started to go into like the professional type career, I thought to myself, I don't want something that I post 15 years ago to come back and haunt me. Not that I would do that, but just in case.
Well, I think you were a forward thinker because most people don't think like that. They're just like, yeah, put it out there. I want the world to see me.
Yeah.
Right now.
I don't need that. I'm super humble. So I can, I don't need the praise of everybody else.
Yeah.
It's not my love language. What's your love language?
Current love language.
Your the changes? Man.
As you evolve in life, things can change. For me, I think words of affirmation.
Okay.
Go a long way.
Okay.
So like when my wife struggles with that, that's not her love language. So she has to go out of her way to tell me, hey,
I feel like that's how it always is.
You really did a good job with that. I appreciate it.
I feel like we marry the person that's the opposite of what we need. Like they don't manifest easily the love language that you like to receive.
Yep.
Maybe that's just a theory I have. Maybe that's good for us.
Well, and hers is quality time. And so I try to do that.
You try to do that?
Hers is like, hey, let's go on vacation together, just the two of us. And I'm like, at some point, we run out of money because of how much they want a vacation.
Words of affirmation. So why do you think that is? Where do you fall in your family?
I'm the last.
Oh, you're the last?
Last of 5.
Okay. You think that has to do with it? Maybe you got a ton of attention. Like, oh, it's the baby Sean.
That could be.
I think they call you Tyler, right?
Yep.
Baby Tyler and love, love, love. Everybody else is who cares?
I was the favorite child.
Yeah.
So, it just
you
falls right into suit.
You come to expect to be told like, oh, you're the best.
They have to tell me that.
I see. So when you're not told that, you struggle.
I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Interesting. Do you feel like this is an interesting concept that I feel like some of my kids struggle with? Just because I give praise to one of the other kids doesn't mean you're any less or any worse.
Right.
It just means I'm giving them praise. And I think, do you ever struggle with that? If you see, like, I guess you would call that jealousy.
Yeah. As far as someone else getting it and me not.
Yeah. So if somebody else is getting, you don't think so?
I don't. I try and give credit where credit is due and try to be the humble guy kind of in the back, I think. Is that maybe outsiders have a different perspective of me.
Maybe. We're going to find out in the comments.
Yeah.
That's not true. Nobody watches this, so you're pretty safe.
I've watched a couple.
Yeah. We're going to disable the comments anyway, because all they do is put me on blast.
See, it's all about you again.
It's all about me. I am the last. I am the baby as well.
It's a good place to be.
It's a great place to be. The favorite, as you said. A lot of times my brothers will be like, hey, we need you to tell dad this, or we need to talk to dad about this. Can you do that? I'm like, no. Why? Why me? Because, he listens to you.
Yeah.
Okay. I do recognize that he does do that, but. So you've been married for how long now?
18 years.
18 years?
Mm-hmm.
And how's it been?
It's great. Like every relationship, you have good moments, bad moments.
Yeah.
Coasting moments. But for me, over 18 years, it's up and up.
That's awesome.
it gets more and more fun. I think, in the middle there, you go through those dull moments, like the troughs in the relationship.
Do they say that's like 5-7 years in?
For us, probably around like 12, 13.
Last week?
Yeah. No, last week was good.
Okay. That's a good week.
No, but it's the communication factors, the understanding factors, being able to see eye to eye with each other and be able to work through anything. And that's the commitment you have when you get married is, hey, we're in it for the long haul. Doesn't matter. What's
the key then to your happy marriage?
I think it's the communication factor.
Yeah.
So, and, I talk to other people about this. Effective communication can fix most anything. You look at what does a healthy relationship look like? Your respect with one another, being able to feel safe and secure in a relationship, supportiveness. If you have good communication, you'll get those other things. If someone's not feeling validated and they can communicate that, hey, how do I turn this around? That's what it boils down to for me.
For your job, well, I don't want to move off this subject yet. I want to hear more about Chelsea. And you recently moved to Yuma.
Yes.
How was that?
I think it was great. I love it.
You came from New Mexico.
Yes.
And your kids, you have, let's see, four kids. How did they take that move? Were they, I didn't have to experience this when I grew up basically in the same place, so I didn't have to do that. I saw friends move away when I got to high school, and I thought that was hard. It was hard for me to lose that. This is in the 90s, so you didn't have, you did have internet, but, if somebody's on the phone, you couldn't use it. So it was
you were pen pals back then.
Yeah, right. And so your relationship gets a little bit strained. And so that was always a bummer when friends would move away. It's like they died, you're not going to hear from them again. And I didn't have to experience that myself. What about your kids? Are they struggling with friends that they had, these social relationships that they experienced in New Mexico?
So when we first talked about the move, kind of I sat them down at dinner and just told them, hey, got a new job. We're going to move. They knew it was coming because they knew we were looking.
Oh, okay.
But my oldest, she's in her senior year now. So she probably took it the hardest.
Yeah.
Just because of going into a senior year. New school, new place, new people. And as a parent, I look at that and I'm like, am I making the right choice?
Oof.
Is it worth it to uproot what they know, take their friend group, their social sphere, and put them somewhere else? I don't know. And I think it's different for every kid. But
was that actually really, really a consideration? Did you really think, well, maybe we stay just one more year before we do a move?
Yeah.
How much of a consideration was that? Or was it just kind of cursory?
Well, for me, where I was at, I could have stayed another year there and let her graduate. But I think career-wise, it would have been a little more harmful to me to stay longer where I was at. And then I knew I've got another kid trailing right behind that, so they would be uprooted in a similar position. So at some point in time, it was going to come to one of them.
Inevitable, yeah. Well, how did you then commit to that decision? How do you, because you expressed that you had you kind of teeter-tottering. You want to do this move, but you recognize it's going to alter the life or the trajectory maybe of my kids and how they grew up for a time. And so that gave you some pause. But ultimately, what made you feel confident moving forward with the big move?
I think in all of the moves that we've done as a family, we've just felt guided, divinely guided by Heavenly Father, kind of every place we went, we were super excited about it. Like, this is right. We felt it. And we were just committed to it. And as time progressed where we were at, it was almost like he puts these blinders on and re-guides you, just reshifts your view. And he says, okay, you've done what you need to do here. Let's find a
Time
new
to move
spot.
on.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the feel you had. You were kind of being pushed somewhere else, not knowing exactly where that is. Because in your job, I imagine you can put in for different areas which you want to go.
Yeah.
And you don't always get your first choice, right?
Right. And so for me, like, I had put in for specific locations that I was willing to go. I wasn't willing just to go anywhere because of my family dynamics. I wasn't, I was more restrictive on myself with it. So coming to Yuma, it just was right. I think that was divine intervention to put us here.
Did Chelsea feel the same way?
Yes.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
So she's on board.
Yep.
That's good. Has she kind of followed that pattern as you guys have moved around for your job?
Yeah, she's been 100% on board with all of them.
If you're feeling we need to go, and then your counterpart's like, I don't want to go. I like what I'm doing here. I like the life we have here.
I think the one, so we moved previous to New Mexico. We moved from Washington State to New Mexico. And that one, both Chelsea and I were born and raised in Washington State.
Yeah. We
were near family. We were home. We had a good place to live. The kids, awesome place for the kids to grow up. And we just felt like it was time. Like, we needed to go. It wasn't necessarily like, hey, like, we have to go, or, we just felt it was right.
Interesting.
And then that move kind of drug out a little bit, and we questioned things, but ultimately, by the time we got there, we said 100%, we know we're supposed to go.
Interesting. How long were you in New Mexico?
3.5 years.
3.5 long years, right? That was New Mexico, because I've heard it's a dump.
It's just a brown, sagey desert.
So is this.
No, this Yuma's like green in comparison. There's green trees and crops and orchards.
Oh yeah, I guess we got the ag. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just makes everything more plentiful. Like, it just looks beautiful here.
Oh, okay.
When you look at desert to desert, yeah, you should go there and go to New Mexico.
New Mexico?
Yeah, you'll be
I
like,
grew up pretty close there. I think it's actually where your daughter just went to get her license. I'm guessing because the way my son told the story. So you have the younger daughter who's 15.
Yeah.
And in New Mexico, you can get your driver's license at 15. Rather than here in Arizona, you only have your permit, right? And then you get at 16, your license at 16 here in Arizona. So my understanding is Chelsea drove your daughter over to New Mexico to get her license.
Yep.
This last week, I think it was, right?
Yep.
And so when my son Christian told me what was going on, well, Chelsea had told me the plan. I just didn't think it was going to actually happen. I don't know why. I doubted it. But
don't doubt her.
I know. That was as I'm saying that out loud, I thought I shouldn't have done that. But when he told me where it was, he's like, no, it's only like 4 something hours. I'm like, oh, then they probably went to around where I grew up.
Yeah.
A small little town off of I-10, Wilcox. So it's right on the border of Arizona and New Mexico. And it's basically the same as Yuma, just on the other side of the state. And we used to play in New Mexico baseball, Lordsburg. We'd play right across the border there.
Yep.
So is that where they went?
So you know the area.
I know of the area, yeah. It's not as ugly where I grew up, though. I don't feel like maybe I'm jaded, but
I don't know. I've never spent time there. Never stopped in there.
you just pass through.
Yeah, I just stay on the interstate.
So you're in the northern, but I thought you were in the northern part of New Mexico.
No, we're southeast.
Oh, southeast. Oh, okay. Towards Texas.
Yes.
Okay.
So
right in the border.
We're like an hour from Texas.
Okay. I know nothing of it.
Yeah. There's not much out there.
I don't plan to be honest. So this is why I kind of have an aversion to New Mexico. When the lockdowns happened, I feel like they went all out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's ever really recovered. I don't know if that's just a thought I have or if it's real actuality, but yeah, I don't really feel an inclination to go to New Mexico or do anything in New Mexico.
Yeah, there's there's really not much there.
Yeah. Okay. And then I had another family member that lived there for Air Force, and he told me all sorts of crazy stories. But they're up northern, just nasty, you know, like the town that they lived in, just nasty. So anyway, I don't plan to move there.
Yeah. I don't plan to go back there.
Those that are listening or watching this, don't hate me because I don't want to go to New Mexico. You know, I don't want to go a lot of places.
Well, and that's the thing, like for us moving there, like I said, we felt guided, directed to be there 100%. And I'm a firm believer, like when you align yourself with the Lord, like things are going to turn out good and it's going to look good. Like we went in there, positive attitude. We absolutely loved our time there. You know, like I said, our kids didn't really want to leave. We enjoyed the town that we lived in. We enjoyed the people we were around. It was good.
Is it a small town?
Yeah. So much smaller than Yuma.
Yeah. So like multiple high schools, just one?
Just one high school.
Really? Okay, so small. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good place to grow up.
And that's how, even in Washington, it was a small town
It's always been small town. So Yuma's kind of a metropolis for you.
Well, yeah. Yuma is the largest city my kids have lived in.
How are they adapting so far?
They love it.
Yeah?
Yeah. They've made friends quick. They're in school now, so associations are increasing.
Yeah.
They're enjoying their time at school. At first, it was a little bit of a struggle for at least one of them. But now they seem to be enjoying it. They've gotten kind of the lay of the land. They got their classes figured out, and things are good.
When you were getting started, let's say in life, how did you make your decisions? What caused you to go this way rather than that way? You know, instead of being, let's say, a dentist or something, you decided, well, I'm going to go federal law enforcement.
So I got to take you back to previous, right? So
90s? Are we going back?
We're going back like when I was a kid growing up.
Yeah.
I always had it in my mind, and I always wanted to be in construction. Like I just liked working with my hands. I liked the design of stuff, building. And so I went to college and studied construction management and business.
Okay.
So I got a bachelor's in construction management and a minor in business. And the whole goal and mentality of that was that I was going to own my own residential construction company. Like I just wanted to build nice custom homes. 2007, 2008, the economy, housing market just boom, took a dump, right? So the program I was in, we had 97% of our graduates had a job previous to graduation. When that housing market dumped, we went to 7% of our graduates had jobs. So I graduated in 2009. So I was about a year out roughly from graduation in my program, and kind of thought, what am I going to do? Like, I've got kids, I got a wife, I got to provide. What do I do?
How old are you at this time?
I'd say 23, 22, 23.
23. Wow.
Somewhere in there.
Young. How many kids did you have?
We had one at the time.
On the way.
We were almost one on the way when we were looking at that time frame. So by the time I graduated, right after graduation, we had our second one.
So you have your bachelor's now in construction management, but the market's looking horrible. It's on the up and up.
Yeah.
No, not really.
No.
Not in 2009.
No, we were still in the toilet.
I thought you were going to say in the Obama years, but
no. Pre-Obama. Anyway, so then we're looking kind of, what do we do? Yeah. So I started looking actually on the military side of things. I had a brother-in-law in the Air Force at the time. Kind of went rounds and rounds with him, talking about his career. My wife is very anti-deployment. Like, she likes having me around.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So she, she's like,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say anti-military.
no,
That's interesting.
she's pro-military, supports military. We both do. But she was like, I don't know that I could physically, mentally, emotionally handle you being gone that long. I said, okay, let's figure something out.
Yeah.
And so then my brother-in-law, he's the one that turned me on to federal law enforcement. Specifically, he was in Texas at the time, and he had some friends that worked Border Patrol. And he said, have you ever looked at this? And I said, no, never.
Yeah, not even on your radar.
Never even really heard of it.
Like, yeah, right.
So I just started Googling stuff and watching videos, and I stumbled upon an application and filled it out. So didn't even tell my wife.
Oh.
I just filled it out. Just seeing what happens, right?
Yeah.
And then I told her about it when they wanted to show up and do a background investigation.
So they came to your house?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, they had been to my home, and then also I met with them like on the college campus. Just had sit-down interviews with them. There's a process. Still had to do some tests, medical screening, things like that. But she didn't know about it till after the fact. And
oh wow! So you've gone through all this?
Oh, okay. Here we go. But yeah, she jumped on board with it and got hired on. It took a year and a half to get hired on, and then went all in.
That's tough because you got to still provide for a year and a half, not knowing if this is actually going to go anywhere.
And it actually worked out well because it allowed me to finish my degree, and then we continued working, and it was probably I think about 8 months after I graduated when I finally got a call and got hired on.
Once you get that call, I mean, how fast do you start? Is it like next week, or is it?
I think I had about a month.
Okay. So relatively quick time span to get your family positioned where you needed to be.
Yeah. So for mine, we were still a young family, had 2 kids. My wife decided, hey, I'm going to go back and live with my parents while you go through your training. And then we'll get back together after that.
How long is training?
About 6 months.
Okay.
So,
not bad.
It gives you time to away from family so you can focus, concentrate on the things you need to do. And then once you're done, reunions are good, and you move on and continue the progression.
Speaking of like time away from family, if you were presented with a scenario where they come to you and they say, hey, we're going to pay you $5 million if you do this thing over in Taiwan, but you can't bring your family. And it's going to take 3 years for this contract. Would you do that? $5 million in Taiwan, 3 years away from your family. Is that worth it to you?
For me, no. I look at 3 years away from my family right now is critical.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I have 3 kids in high school, 1 in middle school. You take that away, you leave for 3 years, come back. Now what do you have? Kids in college, out of your home, that you're not going to see again, but on a holiday and a weekend every now and then.
Yeah, but you think they need you?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. I think kids need a father in the home. It takes a village to raise kids. So, we don't always have a village, but at least, having a mom and a dad goes a long way.
You think so?
I do. I've been in positions. I've been away from my family. I've worked away from my family for stints at a time, and it's not easy,
Why?
Just the separation. What they call FOMO, I guess, fear of missing out,
okay.
right? I get that. I hate not being a part of my kids' lives.
Yeah.
And then I think those teenage years are so crucial to them to be able to help mold and develop them, guide them as they have those. I think as teenagers, their brain resets a little bit.
Yeah.
And they get stupid. And then you have to exponentially get them back on track where they were, and then progression beyond that. So there's a lot of big decision making that goes on for teenagers. And I think I should be there for it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I agree with all that. The dad needs to be in the home, but sometimes it's just not possible.
Right. And don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking it if a parent can't be there.
Right.
Like I have friends that they work in the mining industry or the oil industry, and they may be on site at a mine for like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, or maybe a month on and 2 weeks off. That's the dynamic they live, and they do the best they can. So I don't knock it. They're still providing for their family. They're being there when they physically can. They're supporting them.
Mm-hmm. I think that all makes sense. I think as a dad, one of my hardest things to not do is to jump in and fix things, to let things play out. I think we do a disservice to our kids when we fix their problems for them, no matter how trivial or how big they are.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say that I am perfect at this, but my natural inclination is right off the bat, if there's a problem at school, I want to go fix it, And but I have to always pump the brakes, like whoa. Mm-hmm. I want them to figure this out. I need them to figure this out. It's not that I want them to. I want to take the pain away, or I want to take that away from them. That's my natural inclination, is to fix it. But I have to really pump. It's a conscious effort on my behalf sometimes to pump the brakes and let the consequences follow, and encourage them, coach them. Hey, if I were in your shoes, this is what I would do, and just see if they do that. If they don't, then they're going to learn. The consequence will follow. Yeah, it's very challenging. Have you experienced that with your kids?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think
fix it, or do you sit back and?
So I think every parent experiences that, and I think every parent struggles with the same things, and it takes a very in tune parent to pump those brakes and say, well, let me think about it. Let me look at it. Let's let it roll.
Yeah.
Because for kids, we forget as parents that kids are kids. They're going to mess up. They're going to make mistakes. And they've got to learn ownership in their mistakes. And if we just jump in as parents, we're not allowing our kids to own anything. Mm-hmm. We get so defensive over our kids, mm-hmm. like that protective instinct. Mm-hmm. Oh, don't talk about my baby. Don't hurt my baby. My baby's never wrong.
Right.
They couldn't have done that. Mm-hmm. But we forget, hey, yeah, they probably did do it, or at least a portion of the story, right? Mm-hmm. There's always a guilty party somewhere.
Sure. There's the law enforcement part of you coming out.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my theory, is a lot of times law enforcement, after being in that beat for so long, my theory is that you naturally just look at people and you're like, they've done something wrong.
Well, I think part of it is just like you have a way like to connect with people, and when people don't connect with you, okay, you're like, okay, what's going on here?
Okay, so is that a skill that's taught?
I think some people just have it, intuition.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because my wife can pick up on stuff without even a word being said. We've been in situations where, like, both of us, situations where we're like, we need to leave. Like, mm-hmm. not a word said. We were with our kids hanging out, and I remember one specific time, we were having this great time. We were in a community event, and we're sitting on a bench, and some people showed up, and we just said, it's time to go.
Interesting.
Let's go. We grabbed our kids and got out.
So you're saying kind of like from the aspect of safety, personal, physical safety.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like always on alert. Is that what you're saying? Because I'm not. I mean, I go to a restaurant, I'm just like, eating my stuff, my taco.
Doing my thing, right?
Yeah, man. And my wife always has to sit and position herself where she can see the entrance, and she wants to be able to see everything. Yeah. And she does it purposefully. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, yeah, she's got this, And I don't
She'll
even
let
think,
me know if I need to jump in.
yeah,
right?
I don't even think that way, you know. Like, oh well, we're fighting now. Okay, I'm up. Let me take my bites of taco, and then I'm in this fight.
Yeah.
That's the way I would react.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they got it. Somebody's got it over there. They'll take care of it.
So I think through training experiences and stuff, I think along the lines of your wife. I don't necessarily always do it, but I am more keyed in on
Vigilant.
things and aware of stuff that's going around. Yeah.
So that's just the way you live your life. You're constantly just like on the lookout, on alert, or not really?
So yes and no. There's times to turn it on and times to turn it off.
Okay.
It's like I always tell my wife, I'd rather be like preemptive and prepared for something than caught off guard or not have the ability to defend myself when needed.
That's it.
Yeah.
Simple statement like that.
Yeah. I just like time and place, right? I tell my kids the same thing. Time and place. There's always a time and a place. If I'm at home chilling, relaxing, you just turn it off.
Yeah.
I'm at home with the family, having a good time. You know, we're out at the lake. I'm probably turned off. We're just out having a good time as a family. But more public settings, going to concerts or big gatherings,
Or a restaurant or something. Not even then, huh?
Sometimes, because I've seen things go on. I've seen stupidity in kids where guns were involved, and I'm like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
So you know, to a degree, I'm prepared for that. Yeah, jumping out. I've been in a position where, with my family, traveling to an amusement park, and I saw some guy take off from law enforcement, and stupid me, we followed him, and then I got out of the car and chased him.
Really?
So
okay,
it's
just helping, huh?
Yeah, because it was law enforcement that I knew.
Mm-hmm.
So,
man, I was going to ask you a question about that. Dang, what was it? Oh, man, it was around those same lines. Oh, I was going to ask you, and maybe this is an inappropriate question, but do you typically carry a firearm on your person, or not really? Just in case? What do you carry? Like a small 9mm
Like
standard issue?
Yeah, subcompact 9mm.
Yeah.
Depending on what I'm doing, I have different
What's your best
size weapons.
What's your favorite way to carry that? I'm asking for a friend. I have one. I just never carry it because I don't know. I'm not confident enough with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried that I'm going to, if I carry it in the back, shoot myself in the butt cheek, or carry it in the front, shoot myself where I really don't want to be
in the
shot.
groin.
Yeah. So I don't carry it at all because I'm like, I don't know where to keep this thing.
Yeah.
My wife bought me a holster for like my ankle.
Yeah.
But it was just uncomfortable. I didn't like it. It's hot,
Well, and I like wearing shorts. So then, what's the point?
What are you gonna do?
Right?
Yeah.
For me, most of the time, I'll carry it in my waistband somewhere.
Do you have one of those? Have you seen those where it's on the inside and you pull up and it pops up and then you grab it?
I've seen them. I've never used one. It's like a deeper carry.
I think it is. Yeah.
No, most of the time mine's high and tight.
Do you have one in the chamber? See, this is where I'm like, dude, I don't know if I keep one in the chamber. Do I carry it all? Like, if I didn't have one in the chamber, I wouldn't be as worried to carry it.
Right. So for me, I do, because that's the way I've been trained.
You've been trained. If you pull your weapon, you're going to use it. You don't pull your weapon without.
Like, I always know the status of my weapon, and it's always got one in it. So it's ready to go whenever I need it. Mm-hmm.
Do you have a safety on that particular firearm? your trigger finger is your safety? That's what I'm asking. I'm just wondering. Sometimes they don't have them,
They all have some sort of safety mechanism in them. Depending on if it's an actual safety you have to manipulate, or like if it's a pressure safety on the trigger. It just depends.
Wait a second. You're like a guy that trains this kind of stuff, right?
So somewhat. I don't specifically train firearms.
Oh, you know. Okay. I thought in the conversation we had, you said you did. No.
So I'm an instructor in other disciplines,
Yeah.
like active shooter situations. So I do teach active shooter response, but I don't actually teach the actual firearms course of material for our guys.
So active shooter, let's say there's a bad guy that breaches the high school here at Gila Ridge. He gets somehow through the office. Maybe he's shooting his way through.
Mm-hmm.
He penetrates into the back of the interior of Gila Ridge. That's what you train on.
Yeah.
You train other guys and teams to how to react.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you react?
Every
It's gonna be
situation is very
sure.
dynamic, but what we do is for us, like it doesn't matter if you hear shooting, if you have an active stimulus, you will go in there. That's the mentality we teach our guys.
So it's not wait and see, chat it out with this guy.
We will get in there 100%. Now, if you have a second or a third guy coming and they're 10 seconds out, yeah, I'll probably wait. I'll stage up because strength in numbers, right?
Sure.
But if it's like, hey, my backup is 5 minutes away,
5 minutes is a lot.
and I have active stimulus of someone popping off rounds, I'm not waiting.
So you teach? Do you teach like tactics as well? Breaching doors,
Mm-hmm.
looking,
Yeah. So how to maneuver through a building,
check an area.
how to analyze like corners and intersections, and how you're going to address them. Being able to take the right angles on them to keep everyone in your team safe and secure.
How effective is that training? I mean, I guess what I'm asking is,
It's a perishable skill. So if you don't constantly go through it, you'll lose it.
why do you think that is? Because it's not natural.
Yeah, I think it comes down to just the fluidity of it. So guys that train it more often, they can flow through a building very quickly and very effectively and very safe. But when you've done it, let's say you trained on it once 2 years ago, like you're going to have an idea somewhat, but you're not going to be very fluid with it. You're going to stop at every corner and try and think, hey, how do I approach this?
Okay.
So it just like your response time is increased.
Rusty.
You're
a little rusty.
Yep. And then if you have guys from different agencies that haven't trained how you've trained, or haven't ever trained in that situation,
that's challenging.
now it's a communication thing. We go back to that effective communication, right? Being able to tell people what their job is in that role, and expecting them to do the job.
I imagine there wouldn't be a situation probably where you would have one federal agency with another federal agency both going in at the same time. It'd probably be one or the other, right?
No, you could get,
you have to work these corners, these intersections together.
Yeah.
That's a horrible situation.
We've had responses where it's not even just federal. You're talking, you have federal, you have
the local's
state,
gonna
you
be
have
there.
local, county. So everyone's involved. Everyone's responding to a situation like that.
So you have 4 or 5 agencies all trained differently on intersection, tactics and corner tactics. I mean, that's challenging.
Yeah. So then it comes down to, who's got the confidence and ability to lead a group of misfits. Lack of a better term, just a conglomeration of.
You would have to have somebody point, right, in that situation.
And
how does that even happen?
Someone's just
communication.
Yeah, someone's just going to roll with it. Whoever steps up to the plate, and the other guys.
You're saying a guy within the group?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not somebody from above, one of the higher ups saying, Diaz, he's the guy leading you guys.
It's whoever shows up. Someone's just going to say, on me, let's go. And you start giving orders.
How much do you know about Uvalde?
A little bit. Yeah, I have friends that responded to that incident. So.
I don't know a lot about it, but my recollection is that it was an active shooter situation at a school. I don't know if was it a high school.
I
don't know.
I don't know for sure.
It was a school.
Yeah, it's a small town, and I've never personally been to Uvalde.
Mm-hmm.
I just have friends who have grown up there, who have worked there, lived there.
And if I remember the story correctly, federal agencies showed up and just kind of breached and went and did what needed to be done, while the local law enforcement hung back, weren't as quick to respond. Is that accurate? I don't really remember.
I don't know a lot of the administrative details kind of behind the scenes. You know, as agencies, we never want to step on other agencies' toes. So that may have been a factor in there for a delay in response time. Just people trying to figure out what's going on, what the actual situation is, and who's in charge of it.
From your perspective, is it better to hang back and gather intel before you go in to see what's going on, or is it more like we're all going in and we'll figure it out as we go?
Yeah. So for me and the type of teaching we've done, it's if you have an active stimulus, meaning that you hear someone shooting or people screaming for help or any type of sign like, hey, he's in here, I'm scared, don't shoot me, anything like that, that's your stimulus of we're going in. Now, if it's all quiet, no movement, nothing going on, then you don't have a lot to go off of. So it's kind of like you're still in this hunt. Where is this guy? What do we know about him? You know, any clues?
It seems to me in those situations, I would employ the use of a dog.
Well, possibly, but dogs...
They're the best.
Yeah.
Right?
Dogs...
You can sniff anything out. But they have to go...
Yeah, so
they have to go off a hit or a mark.
You have to look at, like, what type of dog is it, too? And I can't speak for the dogs because I'm not a canine guy. I don't know the ins and outs of them. And there's differences between, like, a drug dog and a bite dog and who's got what and what is your resource, right? It's all about what resources do you have available.
You've visited 9/11, right? I think we talked about
I haven't been.
I thought you had. I thought we were talking about this the other day. I thought Chelsea said something about going to New York.
Nope, haven't been to New York.
Okay.
Been to DC.
Yeah,
been to the DC. Pentagon.
Right.
So we've been to that memorial there. But no.
The reason I brought it up was, well, first I thought you'd gone there and we talked about it, but we went through. I've gone through a couple times, I think 2 or 3 times through the towers. You know, now it's a museum or a memorial, and so there's all these displays. You get to go down into tower, you know, North Tower and South Tower and things like that, and it'll show you where you're at in perspective because you really don't know on the map and stuff as you're moving around what happened, timelines and things like that when September 11th happened, and so it's very what's the word? Humbling. You know, it's very I don't want to say sacred, but more like there is a reverent tone there.
Yeah, I think there should be.
And I really didn't get emotional until I got to, they have a section that's dedicated to the dogs.
Yeah.
To the rescue dogs. And it was pretty awesome. I'm like, these guys are incredible, you know, and the things that they did. So they would go in and find people, pull them out, you know, it's just incredible.
Yeah.
So, but all of it's really emotional. I don't know how I went there, but you don't even deal with dogs. You're the wrong guy to talk to. Martine, get somebody with dog experience. Just kidding, Martine. We'll take Sean for today.
Just for today.
Just for today. I'm interested to know, you know, I'm more interested in, I'm fascinated by what you know regarding like these emergencies that might pop up anytime you're in a movie theater and an active shooter situation happens. I mean, you're equipped with the skills to just like deal with that.
Yeah.
Do you need help? Would you employ help? I'm asking because
if it's available, yes.
So you know, like in first aid, oftentimes you're told in a first aid situation, you give roles. You call 911. You put pressure on the wound. You know, if you know that kind of skill. Is it similar in an active shooter situation? You can use normal people, losers like myself in the movie theater. You can say, Adam, go tackle that guy.
Well, and that's the thing. Like most times it's just chaos. It's chaotic. Even if you're giving orders or telling someone to do something.
You don't rely on it.
It's auditory exclusion. They won't hear you, probably. and I've run through those situations with my own family. If something were to happen, what is our role? I said, my wife's role is to take care of our kids. My role is to deal with the situation.
Okay.
So whatever it may be.
So that's a great idea. Have a little family council ahead of time, so you're prepared in a situation. And like you said, if they haven't really actually acted it out or been through it, maybe they retained 25% of what was taught in that particular
Let's say
session.
10%.
10% of what was taught, yeah. But you hope that 10% might work.
Yeah, at some point maybe there's something that comes back to them, and they go, "Oh yeah, this seems familiar."
Do you sugarcoat it
I don't.
when you talk to your kids?
I'm pretty open with my kids, my whole family. We talk pretty blunt about stuff.
Like what if they have to, because you've got girls.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you taught them? What do I need to teach my girls?
Just how to deal with stuff. It's still the fight or flight. Like if
Crotch?
you
Go
can,
for the crotch all the time?
well, if you can get out, get out.
Okay.
I tell them that all the time. If you can get away from the situation. If you can't, you better fight like hell.
So eyeballs, all the soft tissue.
Everything goes.
Yeah. Do you teach that as well? No. Like close hand to hand kind of
So I
Jason Bourne
I
kind of
haven't
stuff?
gotten into that with my kids. Some of my
I'm just saying in
some
your
of
job.
my kids. Oh, yes.
In your job, yes.
In my job, yes, 100%. So that's another portion of what I've taught is physical conditioning, less lethal devices, ground
What
tactics.
do you mean by less lethal devices?
So
Not your first go-to.
No, it'd be like tasers or batons.
I see.
Or pepper spray. Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite out of those three?
Pepper spray is my least favorite.
Because you get
yeah,
collateral
there's
damage.
repercussions to it,
Yeah.
right? But taser's always a fun one.
You have to be tased in your training, don't you? How many times have you been tased?
I've been tased twice.
And how was that experience?
Normal.
Fine.
I don't know.
I'm always worried that I pee my pants.
No, that typically will not happen.
It doesn't? Oh, that's
No,
good.
Not typically. So I've been tased both with a probe strike. So when the probes come out and stick in you,
They stick.
yeah, that's the
like
typical
hooks,
thing.
Harpoons.
Yep.
Oh, that is.
That's the most common tasing that you'll see, but then also a drive stun where there are no probes and they just holding the taser against you and
Like the ones
light it up.
handheld ones, like
Similar concept. So you'll feel that electricity right between the
Ooh,
contacts where
that
it's
hurts.
at.
So it's an acute pain right
Yeah,
there. like
so
burning.
it's a pain compliance. So
I
you're
see.
trying to
It's not throughout your body like the other
No.
prongs are.
Yeah, so the prongs, that's what that's basically interference between your brain waves and your muscles.
Yeah.
So that's what causes people to lock up or not be able to control themselves, and then they fall over. The other way, it's just a pain compliance, so they can still move. They're going to try and get away from it because it hurts. But you're trying to get a reaction out of them, compliance out of them, and the pain stops when you comply.
Is it possible for me to train to overcome the prongs?
No.
Have you seen
No.
that before?
So we've seen it, and every hazing is different.
Be like, oh, I like that. Please, more.
Yeah, and bodies are affected differently. Whatever, like the makeup
Redheads.
of your body.
Redheads are always.
A little
outliers.
fiery.
Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Redheads?
I've heard
They
it.
have an
but
aversion to like pain
Yeah.
and anesthesia.
I haven't seen it with tasers.
Oh.
No.
We should test it. I know a couple. We can
But-
tase them and see what happens. Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
No, all good, all good. That's about it though.
So tasing, that's fun. The baton, you ever used a baton?
Only on a dog.
Oh man,
Yep.
you really don't like dogs.
Well, I've
wrong with
had
you?
lots of dogs, like personal dogs. Love them. But when they come at me to bite me, that's
What kind of dogs you have?
Well, it wasn't my dog. It was someone
okay,
else's
okay.
dog.
Like, dude,
My dogs were all good.
Okay.
But no, that's the only time I've actually had to strike something.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, just incapacitate the dog, or did it like, ow, that hurt, and so it ran away?
Yeah, he ran away.
Oh, okay. Have you had to get bit by a dog in training?
No.
No?
No.
That looks
Thank
fun.
goodness.
That looks super fun. I've seen it on YouTube.
I've
I mean,
seen
you
it
put
on
the thing
YouTube.
on.
I'm always afraid, like, what if the dog misses the sleeve?
Well, hopefully you have other stuff on. I mean,
Yeah.
right? That's what I see. It's not a sleeve, it's a bodysuit that you're kind of like,
Yeah. Well, I've seen them in just sleeves, though.
oh, well, that's pretty risky.
Uh,
I like the dogs. I think they're a great option.
yeah. Well, we have them. So I just.
You never want to be a canine?
I have. I had that goal early
Uh-huh.
on in my career. I had put in for it a couple times.
Isn't it kind of hard?
Was never selected for it, and then I just.
What are the
my
criteria
career was
when I'm
moving.
looking for a good officer canine candidate?
To be honest, I don't even know
let me
because
know.
I haven't been in the position to
I would think
work with the
single and
canines.
lonely, right?
Someone looking
you're
for a
not?
companion.
Yeah. Hey, give it to Diaz, dude. He is having a hard time.
Yeah.
Okay. That's something you deal with too, right?
So yeah, talking about people dealing with hard
Mental health.
times.
Mental health training, I guess you could.
So yeah, so I'm also a chaplain for work.
What does that mean?
So I'm basically
Do you get more pay for that?
no,
That's the most important.
nothing more financially. Just more blessings from the Lord.
More blessings from God. Okay.
So chaplains function kind of like clergy would. So the military has chaplains. Those are non-combative people. They'll go to war with them, but they're not gun-toting like military guys.
Sure.
That's a full-time job for them. For us, we do it on the side. It's a secondary thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we work our primary job of law enforcement, and then secondary would be our chaplaincy. So it's basically I function as clergy for anyone, right? I don't.
Okay, so non-denominational.
Yeah. So I work with everyone, whether they have a faith or a belief or not. It doesn't matter. I just try and meet people where they're at, on their level, where they're comfortable.
Do you think, I know this is a very difficult statistic to pull out of your whatever, but what would you, when you deal with people in general in your workplace, what would you say the percentage is that have some belief in a God? Is it super high? Is it 50-50? Is it?
So I would say it's super high. And I say that because even for those that don't really understand it, they still have a belief in something.
There's something there.
Yeah. I think I think you'd be really hard pressed to find someone who really doesn't have a belief in anything beyond this world.
Really?
Yeah.
So
whether they know it or not, I think most people have that underlying belief
in this duty that so what I hear you say is this is like, you don't get paid extra for this.
No.
Is it volunteer, or did they come to you and say, "Hey, Sean, we need you to do this"?
No, it's a volunteer position that it's almost, I would refer to it kind of like a calling. Like you're being called to this work, right? So through that, it's not just like, hey, yeah, I'll do it, and okay, here you go, do your thing. No, there's still criteria that you have to meet. You'll go through an interview application with it, as far as, do you fit this mold of someone who can help these people? And then on top of that, you still have to have an endorsement from your body of faith.
Okay.
So, and it, like I say, it's non-denominational, so it doesn't matter what your body of faith is. It doesn't matter your religion.
Online certification.
But you have to have, you have to be an active member.
Can you
with
marry
your body
people?
of faith? Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then so you have to have an endorsement from your body of faith.
Got it.
So like every year we go through an ecclesiastical endorsement and get renewed, just to make sure that we're in good standing with our specific
faith of whatever that might be.
Mm-hmm.
So you try to meet these people where they are. I mean, I hate to say people. So a person comes in and they're having issues. your agency's like, hey, they need something. Is that how it happens? And they come
Yeah.
see you and you say,
So anyone can,
you're forgiven?
no, not at all. So anyone can come and just get with me and talk. For me, I look at it as I'm just an ear that they can talk to, right? If they want some guidance and I can give it, okay, I can give my thoughts and opinions. But the underlining thing is we just want to help people, whatever it may be. There's so many resources there. For me, I consider myself more of like a channel, right? I want to help you get the help you need, whatever it may be.
Through these experiences, what can you have you in your mind? Maybe you haven't thought of this, or you haven't like distilled it down. But if you could, you're a smart guy, and I think you do this all the time. I think this is how your brain works. But you've probably distilled down these issues probably down to certain buckets, or maybe one bucket of why people get to that low point.
So I think getting to a low point is just how they process stuff. It's things that compile on them, right? We as humans, we can handle one or two negative things affecting us, right? But when you're at a low point in your life and it just keeps coming and you just struggle to see the good things in your life,
okay,
that's where it's hard to get out of by yourself.
I was going to ask a question, but you kind of answered it. I think I was going to ask. So it's more of like a perspective thing from that person. That's almost like they're choosing. This sounds negative. I don't mean to be negative, but they're choosing at a certain point when the hits keep coming, instead of looking at the glass half full, you're looking at it like, yeah, like why me? And it gets to the point where it's like, I'm worth nothing. Nobody would care if I'm here anymore. What purpose do I have?
Right. And, I talk to people that I work with like that all the time. I ask them, hey, you work with these people day in, day out. You spend 50 plus hours a week here at work. Like, are there any of these people that you care about, that you would miss if something were to happen to them? Like, yeah. And then typically, oh yeah, I really like this person. I get along with them. I would miss them if something happened. I say, okay, there are people here that feel the same way about you. They want your well-being. I talk about work being a family, right? And that's the hope and dream we all have, is that as an agency, we are like family. We always have each other's backs. We'll be there for them when they need us. But you really I said, you guys have to care about each other enough to ask each other questions, talk to each other, care about what they're doing outside of this day-to-day grind. Get to know people for real.
Yeah.
And if they need help, lend a helping hand. And I tell people, on duty, off duty, I don't care. Call me. If there's something I can do to help you, that's what I want to do.
Would you think it's common for people in the workplace, coworkers in that workplace, in that work environment, to, if they knew what these conversations you were having with some of their coworkers, they would be surprised, like, what? I would never have. Or are there signs that you see that are pretty common, like, we should have jumped in and helped this person, like they're exhibiting these particular signs?
Yeah, there are conversations like that. And I think the guys I work with, they're pretty good about having the same mentality I have, as far as if there's something we can do to help someone, that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
We go out of our way to help people, not just in their work life, but their personal life. I'm a believer that if things are good at home, they're going to transition and be good at work. They'll be a better employee, a better worker, when they don't have the stress and when their mind can be at work when at work. If there's stuff going on at home, that's where their mind's at constantly. But if we can help them at home, let's do it.
Is there a formula that you kind of live by to not get in that situation where mentally you're checked out, or you go down this road of like, why am I even here? Nobody needs me. You don't reach that point because you live this formula.
Not
What do you tell
necessarily a
these people?
formula. I think for me, a lot of it comes down to gratitude. You
Interesting.
know, look at what we have versus what problems I have, what I don't have. Okay. The gratitude I have for the things that I have each day. You know, I have a beautiful wife, 4 beautiful kids. They're happy, they're healthy. You know, minor things come up, things happen, but we get over it, right? Our family's still good.
I think
Okay.
that's easier said than done, though.
Yes, 100%. It takes time to get yourself to that point. We as humans, we naturally are kind of negative Nancy. It's easier for us to remember the bad than it is to remember the good. So we have to practice that, put it in practice, like figure out how do I show gratitude each day.
I wonder if that's like an adaptation type thing. As you're saying it, I'm thinking, well, maybe that's on purpose as far as we want to learn from the negative so it doesn't repeat itself. I don't know.
Yeah. I
And
don't
I
know
think
either.
maybe some are negative Nancy's, some aren't. I don't know. I mean, I like to think myself like eternally optimistic to a fault, probably,
Yeah.
just because I'm a big believer in like the underdog. I feel like I have been an underdog. And so, and I grew up on Rocky movies. So that's like a religion in my household.
They got to win.
You always win, you know, always going to win that fight. So I think I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. You're a lot more wise than I am
I don't know about
in
that.
this particular field. So it sounds like you find joy in what you're doing, though.
Oh, I
This
love it.
chaplain thing, even though you don't get paid more money, that's a bummer. But
Money's always good, but blessings come.
yeah,
So
yeah, I guess it does. Do you feel?
yeah, it's
Do
good.
you believe that kind of stuff? Like, I put out good, it's going to come back to me, karma kind of
I
thing.
believe in the law of reciprocity. So
Tell me
what
what
goes
that is. I
around,
don't
what
understand.
goes around comes around.
Oh, okay.
So what I put out there will come back eventually.
You think so?
I do.
You don't think it's just like things happen?
No, I think good people will be blessed. And for me, I think karma exists. Things that if someone wrongs you, you know, it'll come around to them.
You
It'll
think
catch
so?
up. I think it will.
I don't.
No,
No.
I
And
think
I think that's really, I mean, from my standpoint, what I've had to grip with is bad things are going to happen to people.
yep.
And sometimes those bad things are because of bad people that intentionally do those bad things. And there's not a fix sometimes for that. You can send them to jail, you can put them in prison, but that doesn't bring that person back. If it was a murder,
No.
it doesn't undo the wrong that was done. And there's only, in my mind, one way to do that. I mean, a lot of people, and I kind of got into this with my wife the other day because she was talking about counseling and marriage counseling and things like that. And my quick response was like, well, you don't need that if you have Jesus, right?
Mm,
And that was a simple way of saying it. I didn't really explain myself, but in my mind, that's kind of what I've come to the conclusion of. You really cannot avoid challenges that are going to come.
no, and life's not always going to be rainbows and sunshine, right?
Yeah,
Life is meant to be. You're going to learn here. It's
yeah,
a proving ground for us.
sure.
If you don't have trials in your life, then you're probably farther off the path than you should be.
Right.
Um,
I guess I'm a big believer in, not that I'm saying counseling's not good or doesn't work. It's just like these are methods that have come to be used over time and they've studied them and they keep getting studied. And sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. It depends on
Right.
personalities, kind of thing. And I'm not knocking that. I'm not. But sometimes you just need a direct line for you and this other person, or just you specifically, and that only comes from one source. Is my argument, and that's
yeah,
a God, right?
yeah, but I think sometimes we, as let's say husband and wife, when we don't see eye to eye, we're struggling, and God's not here face to face with us, telling us how ridiculous we are, and
Mhm.
helping us see eye to eye, or pointing out different perspectives. Sometimes we do need that physical person to say, hey, let's have a reality check, unbiased opinions from outside looking in, how do we address these issues?
Ooh, and I think that's the key. So that's
I'll tell you, with counseling though, like
from experience.
I think everyone should go. Yeah,
I'm just teasing you.
I think everyone should go through counseling at some point. I think it's good. But I will say, those that have had bad experiences with counselors, I will say not every counselor is for you.
Yeah.
So not every counselor is going to be a good fit for you. They're not all going to be relatable to you. So I think if you're having a bad experience with a counselor, get a different one.
And I think that's maybe what I keyed in on when you were saying this. I think I agree almost 100%. So long as you use the word unbiased opinion, as long as it's an unbiased opinion. And I feel like sometimes you'll have a certain professional that isn't unbiased. They are really a man hater, or they're really a woman hater, or they lean one way or another, and that's going to really dictate what happens in that particular relationship.
Yes.
Heavy so, because then you've got one party that's like, see, I told you,
right.
The unbiased person is backing me up.
And that's where it comes down to that effective communication again. We have to be humble enough in a relationship to say, when someone says, hey, this counselor is not working for me, or this situation is not working, okay, let's take a different approach to it. Let's find someone new, someone that's maybe more relatable to both of us.
That takes a lot, though. I mean,
it takes a lot of humility.
Humility, and it takes like recognition of that.
Mm-hmm. But I think if you're in a position where you're willing to see a counselor, hopefully you're in a position to be able to say, yeah, this one's not right. Or,
so,
hey, I like this one, and, well, I don't like this one.
Would you go to counseling?
Yeah. Chelsea and I have gone through counseling stuff.
Oh, you have?
Mm-hmm.
How'd that go?
Good.
Who won?
We both won because we're still here together.
Good answer. That was a trick, and you passed. Good job. But kind of like you won, right? Down on the down low?
I won because she's still with me.
We should go to counseling together. I think that would be fun.
You'd learn all these things about me.
I want to go to counseling just to see if I can win the game, like beat the counselor at his own mind tricks.
I think that's the attorney side of you speaking, though.
Maybe. I don't know, but it'd be fun, right?
Yeah, see, in there, it's all about the approach.
I want to break the counselor.
Yeah, but it's all about the approach, being humble enough to say, hey, I'm here to learn something.
I told you I was humble at the very beginning of this. I'm the most humble person you've ever met.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sean, it's been a great one.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's no active shooter situations in the future around me. But if there are, I hope I'm in your presence, which is probably likely. We've been hanging out quite a bit lately.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you're with me and that you have those skills. But what I would encourage you to do is get a dog, because it could really take you from here and elevate your game to here. It really could.
I think what I want to see in the future is you with the dog.
I've got 2 dogs.
You just got to train them better then.
Oh, that's true. I do. One in particular.
Yeah.
The other one's an angel. But thank you for coming on. I know this was a big sacrifice for you. And hopefully we don't make you look dumb when we do the post edits.
I hope so too.
Even if we did, I don't really care. And then you can go to counseling, see?
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. Good for you. Okay, thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
So we're gonna he'll cut this all up, take out stuff that he